Sa bukod, tingnan pa na kasalanan ng media.
Media educators and learners called to defend press freedom.
Sa bukod, tingnan pa na kasalanan ng media.
Media educators and learners called to defend press freedom.
Good afternoon. You're watching a special live edition of News Cafe on the Solar News Channel. And joining us live from the PICC is COMELEC Commissioner Lucenito Tagle. Commissioner Tagle, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes, Jing.
Yes, Commissioner.
you.
First of all, are you proclaiming the rest of the senators today?
Well, we will still discuss it. We will have an embark meeting in a little while, and we will see. It depends upon the number of COCs that we have canvassed. If the numbers of the voters would reach around 70%, maybe we will.
At what percentage are we at the moment, Commissioner Tagle? How many percent of the COCs have been counted so far?
Right now, I was told that we have reached already around 60%, and it's getting higher and higher because we're still canvassing COCs.
So there is a chance that you are going to proclaim the rest, the 6 other senators this evening, if it reaches 70%. Is that correct?
Yeah, most probably not all of them, but partially, about 3. Most
Okay,
probably.
if it's 3 on your list, is it correct that they are Aquino, Pimentel, and Ejercito at the moment?
If they are the number 7, 8, 9, yes, they
Okay,
will be
so
the
if
ones
you-
to be proclaimed.
Yes, so if you reach 70% today, you may proclaim Aquino, Pimentel, and JV Ejercito tonight.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, sir, are there any problems with the transmission today?
Right now, we don't encounter any problems in transmission because the COCs are now coming in. In fact, we have canvassed only this afternoon around 15 COCs from the big provinces.
What was the problem in the transmission in the past day or past 2 days, Commissioner?
I beg your pardon?
What was the problem in the
How is that
transmission? What was the problem in the transmission in the past couple of days?
It's about because of the problem in the local elections, the transmissions are being delayed. No, there are problems encountered in the local candidates. That's one of the reasons why the results of the senatorial candidates are being harpened.
Commissioner, there are some sectors that are saying that there may be cheating going on and that the numbers may be manipulated somehow.
I don't think they can do that because right now we believe that if there is any cheating, it will not be in a large scale. No, but we cannot avoid that. But we are addressing all the problems regarding this matter.
Commissioner, are you saying that there may be some sort of cheating, but that this may not be on a scale that will affect the results of the elections?
Well, one thing is this vote buying, we cannot really regulate or prevent this, no? And there's terrorism. But on the whole, the election is going pretty well.
So the cheating is not concerned, is not connected in any way with the PICO system, if at all.
Yes. Not in the PICO system. Other factors.
How many votes are there left to count at this point, Commissioner?
About maybe about 3 or 4 million more votes. That's what we expect.
Okay, certain sectors are asking why you proclaim the first 6 senators even if less than 25% of the COCs have been counted.
We have a resolution which we implemented wherein we allowed this group canvas report to be included in the canvas, and but we have already validated all of these matters. That's why they are official so far as we are concerned.
You're saying that at the point you proclaimed the first 6 senators, there is no way that their positions can be changed, or there is no way that they can be dislodged from their 1 to 6 or the top 12.
That's correct, because we believe that they can no longer be dislodged in their top 6 positions.
And this is backed up by the data based on the COCs that you had at the time of the proclamation.
Yes, sir, we have data, and it can be validated and certified by our PBOC.
Commissioner, what is the process for validation and certification in case another party like UNA, for example, questions the proclamation?
The proclamation, what do you mean, sir? Proclamation of these remaining candidates?
No, the first 6 candidates, sir, because UNA was saying that you did not have enough to go on when you did proclaim. So if there is a process, if they file a protest, for example, what kind of process will they have to go through, and what process is there in place for validation of the COCs and the number of votes at the time the proclamation of the first 6 was made?
At the time the proclamation of the first 6 was made, we have a basis because of that our resolution. In our resolution, we authorized our PBOC to transmit the group canvas report, and these are based on their official canvas anyway. So we consider them in the proclamation of the 6 senatorial candidates.
If you reach 70% tonight, Commissioner, you said there is a chance that you might proclaim 3 more senators, namely Senators Aquino, Pimentel, and Ejercito. I mean, candidates Aquino, Pimentel, and Ejercito. What are the chances of proclaiming the next 3, those in positions 10, 11, and 12, within the weekend?
We are expecting more COCs to come, and maybe tomorrow evening we can already proclaim all of the senators, the 12, including the remaining 3 more. That's what we expect. But we will continue canvassing all these things so that we get 100%. We will really proclaim all of them.
Commissioner Tagle, the proclamation of the 3 senators that might happen tonight, was this discussed at the closed door caucus that you had just a little while ago?
As I said earlier, we will have an embark meeting after this, purposely to discuss this matter, based depending upon the COCs that were already been canvassed.
At what time are you looking at holding that en-banc meeting, Commissioner?
Any moment now, because our chairman is here, and we will have an embark meeting, and most probably about 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, we might resolve the issue, whether to proclaim 3 more senators.
At 7 or 8 tonight, after the en-banc, the senators that will be proclaimed, will you ask them to come over, and have they been informed as early as now?
As of this moment, not yet, but we will inform them accordingly. The moment we reach a decision in our embark, right now we will have it.
Commissioner, are you confident that the PCOS system and the PCOS machines functioned enough for us to say that we had a successful electoral process?
Well, uh, from 78,000 PCOS machines, what we gathered is that around 300 only, malfunction. But this is less than 1%. So we believe that generally it worked successfully.
Commissioner, the 300 PCOS machines that did not work, how many votes do they represent?
Oh, not enough to change the senatorial slate, the numbering of the senatorial in the 12 senators.
In terms of the transmission of the data, Commissioner, were you satisfied on the average or overall, were you satisfied by the transmission and the transmission signals that were available to the Commission on Elections after the PCOS started transmitting?
Although there are delayed in the transmissions, we admit that there are delayed, but after a while they work and we were able to receive and correct the transmission problems.
Commissioner, why did the Commission and Bank deny the UNA petition?
The petition of UNA was based on, I believe, in the that they're questioning the transparency server. Is that the one? We claim that that is not official, so we deny the motion relative to the transmission.
Commissioner, the
Yes, sir.
PPCRV said that the transmission was slow and they're not very happy about the speed of the transmission.
That's correct. At first they were, but later on they kept on receiving several results from the PCOS, no? But right now we stopped them because we are already canvassing. And it's just the right procedure. After we are already starting our canvassing, the quick count or the PPCRB count should at least stop.
Commissioner, in 2010, the PPCRV said they received a total of only 92% of the votes nationwide and that they did not get the last 8%. They are hoping, and they told us that they communicated this with the Commission, that they are hoping they will get 100% this time.
But we decided to stop the counting of the PPCRB because of we are already canvassing. It might create problems if two counts are being made, no? One from the PPCRB and one from our canvassing. That's why we decided to stop it.
What will the PPCRV still be receiving their copies of the COCs? So in case they think of doing a manual recount at the end of the process to check and double check on the results, can they do that? And will they get their copies?
They can do that manually, yes, they can do that. From the but so far as they're concerned, they're getting the result from the PCOS, no? The PCOS count, they depend on the PCOS count.
Okay, Commissioner, so you're telling us that the data from the PCOS machines continue to be received by the PPCRV, and they are also getting their copies of the COCs?
No, because we are using the ladderized. We get our results from the PBOC, no, in a ladderized manner from the MBOC to the PBOC and then to the NBOC. But in their case, they are getting it from the PCOS results.
Okay, so they are getting the base data from the PCOS itself. So they're going to have to check the results against the raw data that they are receiving. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir. Because actually it's not official, but they have to check.
Is there a way that the checking that will be made by the PPCRV will be compared with the results that the COMELEC is releasing right now. Is that included in the check process after the counting, after the proclamations?
Yes, they can do that, but it is not official. No? What our canvassing is the only official count that will be recognized.
Are there any protests that have been filed so far by a group or by individuals, Commissioner?
We have not received any protests yet as of this moment.
Are
But we
there any-
have been receiving motions to suspend the proclamation, all those things.
Under what circumstances will the proclamations be suspended, if at all possible, Commissioner?
We are only in extreme cases that we allow suspension, but generally it is our election officials that act on this matter, whether to suspend. But we gave them a free hand, but that if the remaining votes will not affect the count, they should proclaim the candidate.
Are there any indications that there are going to be, or there is going to be, a suspension of proclamation anywhere in the country?
There are, but very rare. There are cases that we are trying to consider where we will suspend. Anyway, they have the right to annul. They can still file a petition to annul the proclamation in case the proclamation is not suspended.
Commissioner, what areas are you looking at where you are thinking of suspending proclamation of the winners?
We don't have any specific area at this moment, but in the Mindanao area, we expect many problems about this proclamation.
Commissioner, at this point, in your mind personally, how do you think we can improve the automated system?
We really need to improve the automated system, no? But at this moment, because really there are glitches that we fail to consider. But there is a need also to educate our BEI, our voters, and many other things. That's the only way. But the PCOS generally work well. Maybe we can consider other technology or other systems that will really work and make our election better.
Commissioner, there are groups like SENPEG, for example, that are saying that because the laws, electoral laws have not been followed, and that because of ballot secrecy was compromised, that the results of this election are not acceptable.
Well, we cannot avoid that, but we tried we tried very much to respect the sanctity of the ballot, and we have not received any reports that they were violated the sanctity of the ballots.
Commissioner, when you say that there are glitches, what kind of glitches affected the electoral process more than any other glitches? What are the top 3 glitches that come to mind?
One thing is that these malfunctions of the PCOS is caused by one thing. What we can see is the failure to perform right away its work, no? But there is also question or problem about the CF cards that they say have been corrupted, and in the transmission also we encounter problems relative to the PCOS machines.
At what percentage would you say, Commissioner, did these occur? Like, for example, failure of the PCOS machine to perform, like you said, and the corruption of the CF cards. Do you have any percentages?
Right now we don't have, but we are we are validating all these problems, and we will try to solve them as much as early as possible.
What actions are the Commission going to take immediately after the processes are over and when the new elected officials have been installed? What are the top 3 things that the Commission are going to do?
Of course, we will try to correct all the mistakes that we encounter and remedy them. And we will also see to it that maybe scout for a new technology so that we can have a better one. But although right now we see nothing but right now we don't know of any technology that can be really credible and 100% correct, no? But we will still work on, and we are meeting purposely to solve these problems which we encounter.
How do you plan to address the need to educate all those involved in the electoral process for 2016? Because you did have an education campaign, but you're saying now that we need to educate the people in the use of the system, the BEIs, and the voters themselves. How do you plan to do that more effectively in 2016?
We want to have an extensive campaign, information campaign, and so that they will know really how to use the machines and how to vote properly.
Commissioner, as a final question, what is the maximum amount of time before you will be able to proclaim all the 12 senators?
In one or 2 days would be sufficient. Tomorrow, if not tomorrow, the other day. Maybe before we leave the PICC compound, we will already proclaim all of them.
Okay, so Commissioner,
We will
you're
stay
saying...
here up to Monday anyway.
Okay,
We're staying here
Commissioner.
up to Monday.
Okay, Commissioner, so you're saying that all 12 senators will be proclaimed by Sunday.
I hope so. We are crossing our fingers, but we want it to be done as soon as possible.
What is your confidence level at this time? 70%? 80%?
The fact that we are receiving many COCs from the big provinces, the vote-rich provinces, we believe that we can do it before, as I said, before we leave the premises of the PICC.
Commissioner Tagle, thank you very much. We know you're very busy. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jing. Thank you for giving us the opportunity also.
That's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank COMELEC Commissioner Lucenito Tagle for being with us tonight. Starting next week, News Cafe will be airing in a new time slot, Thursdays at 10 in the evening. Join us then for another 360-degree discussion. I'm Jing Salamat po.